Introduction. In an age dominated by external pressures, endless comparisons, and unrelenting challenges, the art of staying unaffected by external forces is both an essential skill and a pathway to genuine freedom. Imagine a life where no insult could dent your self-esteem, no unexpected event could derail your peace, and no judgment could undermine your confidence. This book offers you the blueprint to master precisely that, developing an unshakable core that allows you to remain steady regardless of external circumstances. The idea of emotional resilience is not new, but its importance has never been greater. Our world demands constant adaptation and often imposes values, expectations, and criticisms that leave many feeling disempowered. Breaking free from this cycle requires a new mindset, a revolutionary shift that empowers you to take complete control of your inner world. Chapter 1: The Power of Emotional Sovereignty. Emotional sovereignty is the cornerstone of a life untethered by external forces. It is the ability to take complete ownership of your emotional state, to decide how you feel regardless of what happens around you. In a world where we are constantly influenced by the opinions of others, societal expectations, and unforeseen events, emotional sovereignty provides the freedom to live authentically. It's the realization that no person, situation, or circumstance can control your emotions unless you allow it. This concept is the key to breaking free from the cycle of emotional reactivity and embracing a life of inner peace. For many, emotional dependency is a natural state. People tend to link their emotions to external triggers, such as the validation of others or the outcome of events. When someone criticizes you, you may feel hurt. When you succeed, you may feel proud. This dependency creates a vulnerability where your mood is always at the mercy of outside forces. However, emotional sovereignty teaches you that you don't need to depend on anything external to feel peace, happiness, or fulfillment. By acknowledging that your emotions are within your control, you begin to shift the power back to yourself. The science behind emotional sovereignty lies in understanding how our brain processes emotions. The amygdala, a part of the brain associated with emotional responses, reacts to stimuli and triggers automatic reactions like fear or anger. These reactions are often unconscious and instantaneous. However, the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of the brain, gives us the ability to pause, reflect, and choose how to respond. Emotional sovereignty begins when you create space between stimulus and response, enabling you to consciously control your emotional state rather than be led by it. To cultivate emotional sovereignty, it is essential to set boundaries, both internal and external. Boundaries are not about isolating yourself but rather about protecting your emotional well-being. When you set healthy emotional boundaries, you define what you are willing to accept from others and what you are not. These boundaries allow you to avoid being overwhelmed by the opinions or behaviors of others. When you assertively communicate your needs and limitations, you protect your peace and create an environment in which you can thrive emotionally. Self-awareness plays a significant role in emotional sovereignty. To take control of your emotions, you must first understand them. Self-awareness involves observing your emotional patterns and the triggers that influence them. This practice requires you to slow down, reflect, and ask yourself why you feel a certain way. Journaling is a powerful tool in this process, as it allows you to track your emotional experiences and uncover patterns that may otherwise go unnoticed. By becoming more self-aware, you gain insight into your emotional landscape and gain greater control over your reactions. Mindfulness is another critical practice for fostering emotional sovereignty. Mindfulness is the ability to be fully present in the moment without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you create a gap between stimulus and reaction, giving you the opportunity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This allows you to detach from overwhelming emotions and observe them without becoming consumed by them. Over time, mindfulness enables you to stay grounded and composed, even in the most challenging situations, reinforcing your ability to maintain emotional sovereignty. The journey to emotional sovereignty is both personal and transformative. It is about reclaiming the power over your emotional state and freeing yourself from the chains of external influence. By understanding the science behind emotions, setting boundaries, practicing self-awareness, and embracing mindfulness, you can take control of your emotional life. As you grow in emotional sovereignty, you will find yourself less affected by the judgments of others, less shaken by the unpredictability of life, and more aligned with your authentic self. This chapter lays the foundation for a life where you are the master of your emotions, and nothing can sway your inner peace. Chapter 2: Identifying your triggers. Understanding your emotional triggers is a fundamental step toward gaining control over your emotional responses. Triggers are external events or internal thoughts that provoke an emotional reaction, sometimes intense or disproportionate to the situation at hand. These reactions can range from anger and frustration to sadness or anxiety. Identifying what triggers your emotions allows you to create strategies to handle them more effectively. Without this awareness, you risk allowing these triggers to control your reactions, undermining your sense of emotional sovereignty. Triggers can stem from various sources, and often, they are deeply rooted in past experiences. A person may feel anxious when faced with a deadline, for example, because of past failures or a fear of not being good enough. Similarly, someone might feel anger when criticized due to unresolved feelings of inadequacy. These emotional responses are often automatic and subconscious, driven by past conditioning. Understanding this can help you realize that the intensity of your reactions is not always about the present moment, but rather about how your past experiences influence your emotional state. The first step in identifying your triggers is to pay close attention to your emotional responses. When you experience a strong emotional reaction, whether positive or negative, take a moment to pause and reflect on the event. What happened just before you felt that way? What thoughts or beliefs were running through your mind at the time? Keeping a journal to record these emotional events can help you track recurring patterns. Over time, you may begin to notice specific themes or situations that consistently evoke certain emotions, offering valuable insights into your triggers. Once you've identified your triggers, it's essential to explore their deeper causes. Often, our triggers are linked to unresolved wounds or unhealed emotional pain. For example, someone who was neglected as a child might feel abandoned or unimportant when a friend cancels plans at the last minute. These triggers can stem from experiences of rejection, betrayal, or even unspoken expectations. By recognizing the emotional roots of your triggers, you can begin to heal and shift your responses, rather than simply reacting automatically. Not all triggers are negative. Some may seem benign at first, but they can still elicit strong emotional responses. For instance, receiving praise or compliments may make someone feel uncomfortable or undeserving. This could be due to low self-esteem or a fear of being seen as arrogant. Conversely, an unexpected act of kindness might trigger feelings of vulnerability or gratitude. Identifying all types of triggers, whether positive or negative, can help you develop a more comprehensive understanding of your emotional landscape. Another important aspect of identifying your triggers is recognizing their intensity. Some triggers are mild, causing only a slight irritation or discomfort, while others can provoke intense emotional reactions that take longer to recover from. The more intense your emotional reaction, the more important it becomes to examine why it's affecting you so deeply. Intense triggers often indicate a deeper emotional issue that needs to be addressed. By paying attention to these strong reactions, you can pinpoint areas where personal growth and healing may be necessary. Finally, once you've identified your triggers and their underlying causes, the next step is to begin taking control of your reactions. This involves creating strategies to manage your emotional responses when triggered. For example, practicing deep breathing or mindfulness techniques in the moment can help you stay grounded. Reframing your thoughts or using positive affirmations can also be powerful tools for shifting your emotional state. By becoming more aware of your triggers and learning to respond consciously, you take the first major step toward emotional sovereignty, ensuring that nothing and no one can unduly affect your peace. Chapter 3: Building your mental fortress. Building a mental fortress is the next crucial step in mastering emotional sovereignty. A mental fortress is a resilient mindset that allows you to stay calm, composed, and unshaken in the face of life's challenges. Just as a physical fortress is designed to withstand external threats, your mental fortress protects you from emotional turbulence, negative influences, and the overwhelming pressure of daily life. By strengthening your mental walls, you create a safe space within yourself, a sanctuary where peace and self-confidence are not easily disturbed. The first foundation of a strong mental fortress is self-belief. Your beliefs about yourself shape your responses to the world around you. If you believe you are capable, worthy, and resilient, your ability to navigate challenges with grace increases exponentially. On the other hand, self-doubt and insecurity leave you vulnerable to the opinions and judgments of others. Building a mental fortress starts with reinforcing your self-belief through positive affirmations, achievements, and self-reflection. Remind yourself daily of your strengths, your values, and your worth, regardless of external validation. Another key component of your mental fortress is emotional regulation. The ability to manage your emotions, rather than letting them control you, is essential for emotional sovereignty. Emotional regulation involves recognizing when your emotions are starting to rise and taking steps to calm yourself before reacting. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and grounding exercises can help you regain control when you feel overwhelmed. By practicing these methods regularly, you condition your mind to remain steady in the face of emotional triggers, strengthening the walls of your mental fortress. In addition to emotional regulation, cultivating mental discipline is vital for building a strong fortress. Mental discipline is the ability to focus your thoughts and energy on what truly matters, rather than being distracted by the noise and chaos of the world. This means prioritizing your goals, managing your time effectively, and resisting the urge to react impulsively to every challenge. Mental discipline also involves setting clear boundaries and sticking to them, both with yourself and others. When you maintain focus on your long-term vision, you build resilience against the short-term setbacks that may arise. Another aspect of your mental fortress is cultivating a mindset of detachment. Detachment does not mean apathy or indifference, rather, it is the ability to separate yourself from the outcomes of situations and not let them define your emotional state. When you detach, you are not overly invested in how others perceive you or whether things go as planned. This allows you to navigate life's ups and downs without feeling personally affected. Practicing detachment enables you to maintain your inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Your mental fortress also requires you to develop the capacity to reframe negative situations. Reframing involves changing the way you perceive challenges and setbacks. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of your abilities, view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. When you reframe your perspective, you turn obstacles into stepping stones. This shift in mindset not only strengthens your resilience but also protects you from unnecessary stress and negative emotions, as you no longer view challenges as threats, but as part of the process of life. Lastly, the strength of your mental fortress depends on the quality of your inner dialogue. The way you talk to yourself influences how you respond to the world around you. A fortress with weak foundations is vulnerable to attack, just as a mind with negative self-talk is susceptible to emotional turmoil. Practice replacing self-critical thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am constantly improving." Building your mental fortress involves transforming your inner narrative into one of strength, confidence, and resilience. As you continue to reinforce this mental architecture, you'll find yourself more resilient, capable, and at peace, regardless of the external challenges you face. Chapter 4: Cultivating Inner Peace Amidst Chaos. In a world that often feels overwhelming, the ability to cultivate inner peace amidst chaos is a powerful skill that can transform your life. Chaos can take many forms, whether it's a demanding work schedule, personal conflicts, or the uncertainty of daily events, but the key to maintaining peace lies in how you respond to these external disturbances. Inner peace is not the absence of challenges or noise, rather, it is the ability to stay centered and calm no matter what is happening around you. Cultivating this peace allows you to navigate the storm without being swept away by it. The first step in cultivating inner peace is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. In a chaotic environment, it's easy to become overwhelmed by thoughts of the past or future, but mindfulness anchors you in the present. By focusing on your breath, sensations, or simply the task at hand, you can create a mental space that shields you from external turmoil. This practice helps you detach from the emotional charge of chaotic situations, allowing you to respond with clarity and calmness rather than reacting impulsively. Another powerful tool for fostering inner peace is the practice of acceptance. Acceptance involves embracing reality as it is, rather than wishing it were different. It means acknowledging that life is unpredictable, and not everything will go according to plan. This mindset helps reduce the resistance that often fuels stress and anxiety. When you stop fighting against circumstances, you free yourself from the internal turmoil that chaos often brings. Acceptance allows you to focus on what you can control, your thoughts, emotions, and actions, rather than getting caught up in things beyond your influence. Creating space for solitude is another essential practice for cultivating inner peace. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to get caught up in external demands and distractions. However, taking time to be alone with your thoughts, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, can help restore a sense of balance and clarity. Solitude allows you to reconnect with your inner self and recalibrate your emotional state. It's in these moments of solitude that you can reflect, release stress, and renew your sense of calm before returning to the chaos of the outside world. Setting boundaries is also critical in maintaining inner peace amidst chaos. When life feels chaotic, it's easy to overextend yourself and take on more than you can handle. Establishing clear boundaries with work, relationships, and other commitments allows you to protect your emotional energy. You don't have to say yes to everything or please everyone. By setting limits and prioritizing your well-being, you create a space where peace can flourish. This involves learning to say no when necessary and making time for activities that nourish your soul. A mindset of gratitude can also significantly contribute to inner peace. In times of chaos, it's easy to focus on what's wrong or what's not working. However, practicing gratitude shifts your focus to what is going right in your life. By intentionally acknowledging the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small, you begin to rewire your brain to focus on abundance rather than lack. Gratitude fosters a sense of contentment and peace, even in the midst of challenging circumstances. Finally, developing emotional resilience is essential for maintaining inner peace during chaotic times. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to change, and maintain a positive outlook despite adversity. When you build emotional resilience, you create an inner strength that helps you stay grounded no matter how turbulent life becomes. Practices such as self-compassion, problem-solving, and focusing on solutions rather than problems strengthen your emotional resilience. The more resilient you become, the easier it is to stay at peace, regardless of the chaos around you. Cultivating inner peace amidst chaos is a continuous practice that requires patience, commitment, and self-awareness. It's about choosing peace, even when everything around you feels out of control. By embracing mindfulness, acceptance, solitude, boundaries, gratitude, and emotional resilience, you create a solid foundation of peace that can weather any storm. As you continue to nurture your inner peace, you'll find that the chaos of life becomes less overwhelming, and you'll develop the ability to remain calm, centered, and in control, no matter what comes your way. Chapter 5: The Art of Detachment. Detachment is one of the most powerful practices in the pursuit of emotional sovereignty. It is the ability to maintain a sense of inner peace and perspective, regardless of external circumstances or outcomes. Detachment does not mean indifference or emotional coldness, rather, it means learning to separate yourself from the need for validation, approval, or control over situations and people. In mastering the art of detachment, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that arises from becoming overly invested in things beyond your control. Detachment allows you to stay grounded and maintain your peace, even in the face of challenges. The first aspect of detachment is recognizing the impermanence of everything. Life is in a constant state of flux, and everything, whether it's relationships, material possessions, or even emotions, can change in an instant. When you understand that nothing lasts forever, you release the attachment to outcomes and learn to embrace the present moment as it is. This awareness allows you to experience life without clinging to it, letting go of the fear of loss and the desire for control. Detachment helps you view life as a series of temporary experiences rather than something that needs to be possessed or permanently fixed. Detachment also involves letting go of expectations. Expectations are often the root of disappointment and frustration because they create a mental narrative about how things should be. When things don't align with our expectations, we can become emotionally distressed. By practicing detachment, you learn to release these rigid expectations and allow life to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean that you stop setting goals or striving for improvement. It simply means that you accept that outcomes are not always within your control, and you remain open to whatever comes your way. Detachment allows you to move through life with less resistance and more acceptance. Another critical element of detachment is detaching from the opinions of others. So much of our emotional energy is spent worrying about how others perceive us, seeking approval or validation from external sources. However, the need for approval often leads to anxiety, self-doubt, and the loss of self-authenticity. By mastering the art of detachment, you free yourself from the need for validation from others. You learn to trust in your own worth and decisions, regardless of external judgments. This self-reliance is empowering, as it allows you to live authentically, without constantly trying to meet the expectations or opinions of those around you. Emotional detachment is also an essential part of this practice. It means learning how to observe your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. When you practice emotional detachment, you become more aware of your emotional triggers and responses, but you no longer identify with them. For example, if you feel anger rising in a particular situation, detachment allows you to observe that emotion without letting it take over. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can choose how to respond from a place of awareness and calm. This allows you to break free from the cycle of emotional reactivity and respond in a way that aligns with your true self. Detachment can also be applied to material possessions and achievements. Often, we become attached to success, wealth, or the accumulation of things, believing that they will bring us happiness and fulfillment. However, when we place too much value on external achievements, we can easily become disillusioned or anxious when things don't go as planned. The practice of detachment teaches us to enjoy and appreciate what we have without allowing our sense of self-worth to be tied to it. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes from within and that we can find peace even in the absence of material possessions or external success. Finally, detachment encourages us to embrace the freedom that comes from releasing control. We live in a world that often encourages us to grasp tightly onto outcomes, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal goals. However, detaching from the need to control allows us to experience life with more flow and ease. This doesn't mean passivity or neglecting responsibilities, rather, it means recognizing when it's time to let go and trust that things will unfold as they are meant to. Detachment empowers you to take inspired action, but without obsessing over results, knowing that life's path is not always linear, and sometimes, letting go leads to the greatest growth. The art of detachment is a transformative practice that brings freedom, peace, and emotional sovereignty. By learning to detach from expectations, the opinions of others, and the need for control, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that comes from attachment. Detachment is not about disengaging from life but about living with greater clarity, balance, and presence. It allows you to experience the world without being swept away by it, helping you cultivate inner peace and resilience, no matter what life brings your way. Chapter 6: The Role of Mindfulness in Emotional Mastery. Mindfulness is a cornerstone of emotional mastery, offering a powerful tool for cultivating self-awareness and emotional regulation. It is the practice of paying focused, non-judgmental attention to the present moment, without being distracted by past regrets or future worries. By practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to observe thoughts and emotions as they arise, giving you the ability to respond consciously rather than react impulsively. This heightened awareness allows you to manage your emotional state with greater clarity, resilience, and control, essential components of emotional sovereignty. One of the key benefits of mindfulness is that it helps you become aware of your emotional triggers. Often, our reactions to external events are automatic and conditioned by past experiences. Mindfulness allows you to observe these patterns as they unfold, helping you identify the specific thoughts, situations, or people that evoke a strong emotional response. Once you are aware of these triggers, you can take proactive steps to manage your reactions and prevent emotional hijacking. By recognizing when you are about to react, mindfulness creates a space between stimulus and response, giving you the opportunity to choose a more measured, thoughtful approach. In addition to helping you become aware of your triggers, mindfulness cultivates a deeper sense of emotional acceptance. Emotions are natural and inevitable, but they are not always comfortable. When we experience emotions like anger, sadness, or fear, our instinct may be to suppress or avoid them. However, mindfulness teaches you to fully experience your emotions without judgment or resistance. Instead of labeling your emotions as good or bad, you learn to acknowledge them as they are, impermanent and temporary experiences. This acceptance reduces the emotional charge of uncomfortable feelings, allowing you to move through them with greater ease and understanding. Mindfulness also helps you practice non-attachment to your emotions. Often, we become so absorbed in our emotions that we identify with them, thinking, "I am angry" or "I am sad." This attachment to our feelings can intensify the emotional experience and make it difficult to break free from the cycle. Mindfulness encourages you to observe your emotions without becoming entangled in them. By recognizing that emotions are fleeting and not a permanent part of your identity, you can create emotional distance and avoid over-identifying with any single feeling. This detachment fosters emotional resilience and prevents you from being overwhelmed by your emotions. Another significant role mindfulness plays in emotional mastery is helping you regulate your emotions in real time. When you practice mindfulness regularly, you become more attuned to your emotional state, enabling you to catch negative emotions before they escalate. For example, if you begin to feel frustrated or anxious, mindfulness helps you notice these feelings early, giving you the opportunity to implement strategies to calm yourself down, such as deep breathing or grounding exercises. This immediate awareness prevents you from being swept away by your emotions, allowing you to maintain a steady and balanced emotional state throughout the day. Mindfulness also enhances your capacity for empathy and emotional intelligence, which are critical elements of emotional mastery. When you cultivate mindfulness, you become better at tuning into the emotions of others without judgment. This deeper awareness enables you to respond to others' feelings with more compassion and understanding, rather than reacting defensively or dismissively. Additionally, mindfulness helps you become more in tune with your own emotional needs, allowing you to express your feelings in a healthy, constructive way. This enhanced emotional awareness strengthens your relationships and fosters a deeper connection with both yourself and others. Finally, the practice of mindfulness enhances your ability to live in the present moment, which is essential for emotional mastery. Often, we allow past regrets or future anxieties to dictate our emotional state, but mindfulness grounds us in the here and now. By focusing on the present moment, we let go of the emotional baggage from the past and the uncertainty of the future, freeing ourselves from unnecessary emotional stress. When we are fully present, we are better able to appreciate life as it unfolds, responding to situations with clarity and calmness, rather than being weighed down by past experiences or future fears. Mindfulness is a transformative practice that plays a crucial role in emotional mastery. By cultivating awareness, acceptance, detachment, and regulation of your emotions, mindfulness empowers you to navigate life with greater emotional intelligence and resilience. With regular practice, mindfulness strengthens your emotional sovereignty, allowing you to stay calm and centered, no matter what external challenges arise. By embracing mindfulness, you open the door to greater emotional freedom, peace, and mastery over your reactions. Chapter 7: Mastering Emotional Regulation Techniques. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage and respond to emotional experiences in a balanced and healthy way. It is a critical skill for emotional mastery, enabling you to navigate life's challenges without being overwhelmed by your emotions. Mastering emotional regulation involves understanding how emotions work, recognizing your triggers, and using specific techniques to respond to emotional experiences in a constructive manner. By developing emotional regulation, you can prevent emotional outbursts, reduce stress, and maintain a sense of inner peace, even in the face of adversity. One of the most effective emotional regulation techniques is deep breathing. Deep breathing helps activate the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calming the body down after stress. By taking slow, deliberate breaths, such as inhaling for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, and exhaling for a count of 4, you can reduce the intensity of overwhelming emotions like anxiety, anger, or frustration. Deep breathing also helps you regain control of your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to respond more calmly to challenging situations. Practicing deep breathing regularly can train your body and mind to stay calm under pressure. Another powerful technique for emotional regulation is mindfulness meditation. Meditation allows you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, helping you create a space between emotional triggers and your reactions. By practicing mindfulness meditation regularly, you strengthen your ability to notice emotional shifts early, allowing you to intervene before your emotions escalate. When you meditate, you train your mind to be less reactive and more intentional with your emotional responses. This increased awareness and self-control are key to regulating your emotions effectively in real-world situations. Cognitive reframing is another valuable tool in emotional regulation. Cognitive reframing involves changing the way you interpret or perceive a situation in order to shift your emotional response. For example, if you receive critical feedback at work, instead of interpreting it as a personal attack, you can reframe it as an opportunity for growth. By altering your perspective, you can reduce the emotional charge attached to the situation, making it easier to respond rationally and with emotional control. Reframing helps you detach from negative thought patterns and create more empowering interpretations of events, which leads to healthier emotional responses. Setting boundaries is an essential aspect of emotional regulation. Often, we experience emotional overwhelm because we take on too much or allow others to infringe upon our emotional space. By setting clear boundaries, both with yourself and others, you protect your emotional energy and prevent unnecessary stress. Setting boundaries might involve saying no to additional responsibilities, limiting interactions with toxic individuals, or taking time for self-care. When you establish healthy boundaries, you create a safe space where you can process your emotions without being constantly drained by external pressures. Finally, physical exercise is a powerful and effective way to regulate emotions. Physical activity releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters, and helps reduce the stress hormone cortisol in the body. Exercise also provides an outlet for pent-up emotional energy, allowing you to release tension and clear your mind. Whether it's a brisk walk, yoga, or intense workout, regular physical activity helps you manage emotional fluctuations and maintain a sense of emotional balance. Incorporating exercise into your daily routine can significantly improve your emotional resilience, making it easier to handle life's challenges with composure. Mastering emotional regulation techniques empowers you to take control of your emotional state and respond to life's challenges with greater clarity and calm. Through practices like deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, cognitive reframing, setting boundaries, and physical exercise, you can build emotional resilience and navigate difficult situations without being overwhelmed by your emotions. By developing these skills, you create a solid foundation for emotional sovereignty, allowing you to maintain inner peace and balance in all aspects of your life. Chapter 8: Overcoming External Judgments. External judgments are one of the most common sources of emotional distress. Whether it's criticism from others, societal expectations, or the fear of being judged, external judgments can create a sense of insecurity, self-doubt, and anxiety. Learning to overcome these judgments is essential for emotional sovereignty. When you free yourself from the need for external validation, you reclaim your power and begin to live authentically, without being held back by the opinions of others. This chapter will explore strategies to overcome external judgments and develop a mindset of self-assurance. The first step in overcoming external judgments is recognizing that judgments are inevitable but not personal. People judge others based on their own experiences, beliefs, and biases. Often, these judgments have nothing to do with you and everything to do with the other person's perception. Understanding that others' opinions are subjective helps to reduce the emotional impact of judgment. When you stop internalizing others' views, you free yourself from the need to please everyone and begin to focus on your own truth. Remember, Judgments are reflections of the one doing the judging, not the person being judged. One of the most effective ways to overcome external judgments is to build a strong sense of self-worth. When you are grounded in your own values and self-acceptance, external opinions lose their power. Building self-worth involves affirming your strengths, embracing your flaws, and recognizing that you are enough just as you are. By cultivating self-love and confidence, you stop seeking validation from others and learn to trust your own judgment. Self-worth is the foundation upon which you can build emotional sovereignty, making it easier to dismiss negative judgments and remain true to yourself. Another strategy is to reframe the way you view criticism. While it's natural to feel defensive or upset when criticized, reframing criticism as constructive feedback can help you grow emotionally. Instead of viewing criticism as a personal attack, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Criticism, especially when delivered with good intentions, can provide valuable insights that lead to personal development. By reframing criticism as an opportunity for growth rather than a judgment on your worth, you reduce the emotional charge and can respond in a calm and constructive manner. It's also essential to set boundaries with individuals who consistently offer negative judgments. Toxic criticism can drain your energy and erode your self-confidence. By setting healthy boundaries with people who judge you harshly or without understanding, you protect your emotional well-being. Boundaries might involve limiting contact with judgmental individuals, asserting your needs in conversations, or choosing not to engage in certain discussions altogether. Setting boundaries ensures that you maintain control over how much influence others' judgments have on your emotional state and helps you preserve your peace of mind. Finally, cultivating a mindset of empathy can help you overcome external judgments. When you realize that everyone has their own struggles, insecurities, and limitations, it becomes easier to let go of the judgments they place on you. Most people project their own fears, unmet needs, and insecurities onto others, often unconsciously. By recognizing this, you can detach emotionally from their judgment and respond with compassion instead of defensiveness. Empathy allows you to understand that the judgment you face is often more about the other person's perspective than it is about you. This shift in perception helps you maintain emotional balance, regardless of how others may judge you. Overcoming external judgments is an ongoing process that requires self-awareness, self-worth, and emotional resilience. By recognizing that judgments are not personal, building your sense of self-worth, reframing criticism, setting boundaries, and cultivating empathy, you can free yourself from the emotional grip of others' opinions. As you develop emotional sovereignty, you learn to navigate the world with confidence, knowing that your value is not defined by external judgments but by your own sense of worth and authenticity. Chapter 9: Reframing Negative Experiences. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, and it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing these negative experiences as obstacles or failures. However, reframing is the art of changing the way you perceive these situations, transforming them from sources of distress into opportunities for growth and learning. Reframing negative experiences allows you to take control of your emotional responses, shifting your perspective to one of empowerment and resilience. In this chapter, we will explore how to reframe negative experiences and use them as stepping stones to greater emotional sovereignty. The first step in reframing negative experiences is to recognize that how you perceive a situation greatly influences how you feel about it. Our thoughts shape our emotional reactions, and often, the way we interpret an event can amplify its negative impact. For instance, if you fail at something, instead of seeing it as a failure, reframe it as a lesson or a stepping stone toward success. By changing the way you view a situation, you shift the emotional energy associated with it, making it easier to move forward with clarity and confidence. Reframing allows you to see the potential for growth, even in moments of adversity. One powerful technique for reframing is to ask yourself empowering questions. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong or why something happened to you, shift your focus to what you can learn from the experience. For example, if you encounter a setback, ask, "What can I take away from this situation?" or "How can this experience help me grow?" These questions prompt your mind to search for solutions and insights rather than staying stuck in the negativity. By seeking meaning and purpose in difficult situations, you reframe them as opportunities for self-improvement and personal development. Another important aspect of reframing is adopting a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that abilities and intelligence can be developed over time through effort and learning. When you view negative experiences through the lens of a growth mindset, you are more likely to embrace challenges as opportunities to develop new skills or strengths. For example, if you are faced with criticism, instead of viewing it as a personal attack, you can reframe it as feedback that helps you improve. Adopting a growth mindset empowers you to see every setback as part of the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Reframing also involves separating your sense of self-worth from the outcome of a situation. Too often, we tie our self-esteem to external results, such as success, approval, or material gain. When things don't go as planned, we may internalize these outcomes as reflections of our inadequacy. Reframing negative experiences helps you detach your sense of self from the external results and view yourself as inherently worthy, regardless of success or failure. This perspective allows you to approach challenges with a sense of resilience, knowing that your value is not defined by outcomes but by who you are at your core. An essential part of reframing is practicing gratitude. Even in the most difficult moments, there are often elements to be thankful for, whether it's the lessons learned, the strength gained, or the support of others. By focusing on gratitude, you shift your focus away from the negative aspects of an experience and begin to see the positive side. Gratitude helps you gain perspective, making it easier to reframe difficult experiences in a way that serves your emotional well-being. When you can find something to be grateful for in every situation, you empower yourself to approach life's challenges with greater resilience and optimism. Finally, reframing negative experiences requires the willingness to forgive, not only others but yourself. Often, we hold on to negative experiences because we blame ourselves or others for the pain caused. However, carrying this burden only prolongs emotional distress and hinders personal growth. By choosing to forgive and let go of grudges, you release the emotional hold that negative experiences have on you. Forgiveness allows you to see the situation from a place of compassion and understanding, making it easier to reframe the experience in a way that aligns with your emotional sovereignty. Reframing negative experiences is a powerful tool for emotional mastery. By changing your perspective, adopting a growth mindset, practicing gratitude, and choosing forgiveness, you transform setbacks into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Reframing enables you to take control of your emotional responses and create a mindset that fosters resilience and empowerment. As you learn to reframe negative experiences, you cultivate emotional sovereignty, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with grace, wisdom, and strength. Chapter 10: Establishing Unshakable Confidence. Confidence is a cornerstone of emotional sovereignty, providing the inner strength to navigate life's challenges with assurance and composure. Unshakable confidence goes beyond mere self-assurance. It's a deep-rooted belief in your abilities and your worth that cannot be easily swayed by external circumstances or opinions. Establishing unshakable confidence requires a commitment to self-awareness, personal growth, and resilience. In this chapter, we will explore practical steps to cultivate lasting confidence that will empower you to face any challenge without hesitation. The foundation of unshakable confidence begins with self-acceptance. When you accept yourself fully, including your strengths and weaknesses, you become immune to the criticism and judgment of others. Self-acceptance involves recognizing that you are worthy of respect, love, and success, regardless of past mistakes or imperfections. By embracing who you are at your core, you create a solid foundation upon which confidence can flourish. This self-assurance is not dependent on external validation but comes from within, rooted in the understanding that your value is inherent, not conditional. Another critical component of unshakable confidence is setting and achieving small goals. Confidence is built through experience, and the more you achieve, the more your belief in your abilities grows. Start by setting realistic, achievable goals that challenge you without overwhelming you. As you accomplish each goal, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of success. This process builds momentum, helping you to tackle increasingly ambitious goals with a sense of certainty. Each success, even if incremental, serves as proof of your competence and strengthens your confidence in your ability to handle future challenges. To establish unshakable confidence, it is also essential to develop a resilient mindset. Life is full of setbacks and obstacles, but how you respond to them determines your confidence. Instead of viewing failure as a reflection of your inadequacy, see it as a temporary setback and an opportunity for growth. Resilience means bouncing back from adversity with a positive attitude and the willingness to learn from mistakes. When you develop the ability to overcome challenges and stay committed to your goals, your confidence becomes unshakable because you know that you can handle whatever comes your way. Self-talk plays a significant role in shaping your confidence. The way you talk to yourself influences your perception of your abilities. Negative self-talk can erode your confidence, reinforcing doubts and insecurities. To cultivate unshakable confidence, it's essential to replace self-criticism with self-encouragement. Use affirmations and positive statements to remind yourself of your strengths and potential. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," reframe the thought to, "I am capable, and I will figure this out." Positive self-talk helps you to maintain a confident mindset, even in the face of challenges, by focusing on solutions rather than problems. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another key to building unshakable confidence. The people you interact with on a regular basis can either lift you up or drag you down. To strengthen your confidence, seek out relationships with individuals who support, encourage, and believe in you. Positive relationships reinforce your self-worth and provide a source of motivation during difficult times. Avoid toxic individuals who undermine your confidence with negativity or criticism. By surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, you create an environment where your confidence can thrive and grow. Lastly, establishing unshakable confidence involves continuous self-improvement and growth. Confidence is not a static trait, it's something that evolves as you develop new skills, gain knowledge, and expand your comfort zone. Embrace lifelong learning and the pursuit of personal development. The more you challenge yourself to grow and improve, the more confident you will become in your abilities. Remember that confidence is a journey, not a destination, and with each step forward, you build a stronger, more resilient belief in yourself and your potential. Establishing unshakable confidence is a transformative process that empowers you to face life with strength, clarity, and composure. Through self-acceptance, goal achievement, resilience, positive self-talk, supportive relationships, and continuous growth, you can cultivate a deep sense of confidence that will carry you through any challenge. Unshakable confidence is not about being perfect or flawless, it's about trusting in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way, knowing that you are capable, worthy, and enough. Chapter 11: Living a Resilient and Empowered Life. Living a resilient and empowered life means cultivating the strength to navigate life's inevitable challenges while maintaining a sense of control, purpose, and well-being. It involves developing an inner fortitude that allows you to rise above adversity, embrace change, and move forward with confidence. Resilience and empowerment are not just about bouncing back from setbacks, they are about using each challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger and more capable. This chapter will explore how you can create a resilient and empowered life by fostering emotional strength, cultivating a positive mindset, and taking consistent, purposeful action. The foundation of resilience lies in emotional strength, which allows you to face difficulties without losing your sense of self. Emotional strength comes from developing a deep understanding of your emotions and learning how to manage them effectively. When you are emotionally strong, you are less likely to be overwhelmed by stress, fear, or uncertainty. This emotional resilience can be nurtured by practicing mindfulness, cultivating self-awareness, and seeking support when needed. By understanding and regulating your emotional responses, you can face challenges with a calm, clear mind and the confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. A resilient life also requires a growth mindset, the belief that you can learn, adapt, and improve through effort and perseverance. People with a growth mindset see setbacks as temporary obstacles, not permanent failures. They are motivated by challenges because they know that each difficulty is an opportunity for growth. By embracing a growth mindset, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you can gain from every experience. This mindset empowers you to keep moving forward, even in the face of adversity, because you see every challenge as part of the process of becoming better and stronger. Empowerment comes from taking ownership of your life and making conscious choices that align with your values and goals. Empowered individuals do not wait for things to happen to them, they take proactive steps to create the life they want. This requires setting clear goals, making decisions that support your well-being, and being willing to take risks when necessary. By taking responsibility for your choices and actions, you create a sense of agency in your life, knowing that you have the power to shape your future. Empowerment is about trusting yourself and your ability to make decisions that lead to fulfillment and success. Building a resilient and empowered life also requires developing strong relationships with others. While resilience is an internal strength, it is also nurtured by external support. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage you, challenge you to grow, and offer their support when needed. Building a network of positive relationships provides a foundation of emotional security and a source of strength when times are tough. Resilient people do not isolate themselves during difficult times. Instead, they lean on their support systems, knowing that they are not alone in their journey. Finally, living a resilient and empowered life requires consistent action. Resilience isn't just about how you respond to challenges in the moment, it's about creating habits and routines that support your long-term well-being. Take small, deliberate actions each day that contribute to your physical, mental, and emotional health. Whether it's exercising, meditating, setting daily intentions, or investing time in personal growth, these consistent actions build a foundation for resilience and empowerment. By staying committed to your growth and well-being, you create a life that is not just about surviving but thriving. Living a resilient and empowered life is about more than just overcoming obstacles, it's about embracing each challenge as an opportunity for growth, taking ownership of your actions, and creating a life that reflects your values and aspirations. By building emotional strength, adopting a growth mindset, taking purposeful action, nurturing supportive relationships, and remaining committed to your personal development, you can cultivate resilience and empowerment that will carry you through every phase of life. This approach allows you to live with confidence, purpose, and unwavering belief in your ability to handle anything that comes your way. Conclusion. In this journey toward emotional sovereignty, we have explored the